Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Hey, good morning, folks.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat.
Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are.
There it is, team. Morning. Morning, wherever you're tuning in from today.
Early bird gets the worm, they say. Here at Positive, we offer a 6-star team. It's a team that help you at every stage of your wealth creation journey.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Friday Wealth Coffee Chats. My name is Sarah Shome, one of the brokers here for Positive Money, which, as you know, makes up part of the lending and finance section, is what I'm trying to spit out, of your 6-star team. What I wanted to talk about this week was that we all know that rates went up this week. Rates went up this month. So the RBA lifted the rates by 0.25, and by now most of that has taken effect with definitely all the majors moving their rates, and most of the smaller lenders have now caught up on theirs as well, and it's all taken effect on your home loan. In terms of impact of that, though, we're seeing roughly per 100,000 that you've borrowed, that's probably about another $20 a month. But what we have seen is that the price of money didn't only just go up. Another rule came into effect this month, and what that means for you is that now money is more expensive, but more importantly, the price of it, the access of it is now being rationed. We've talked about this before with a thing called DTI. So what I wanted to do today was go through that with you. So what we've seen now is that, investor rates particularly are now sitting comfortably in the 6s, and with home loans, owner-occupied home loans, seeing that very comfortably in the 5s, if not early 6s. The DTI, though, is another section now of lending that we need to concentrate on. So DTI stands for debt-to-income ratio. And what happened as of the 1st of February this year, APRA has activated a 20% cap on lending for institutions that take deposits. So, we're going to say that's probably majority of your lenders because that's where they get their money from. So what's happening here is that there is now a DTI ratio of 6, which means your debt can't be more than 6 times higher than your income. So what we're now seeing in terms of banks is that the lending is being rationed. Only 1 in 5 loans can be high debt to income ratio for those banks. So what we're now seeing is that they're probably starting to fill up their high DTI buckets quite quickly, and these get changed every quarter. So what that's going to affect for people that have multiple properties is that you're most likely probably a high DTI borrower. So you're now going to compete for a limited slice of the pie, regardless of your credit situation. On top of that, we're also seeing the stress test on top for our servicing. So we still need to take that into effect when we're looking at borrowing capacity and so on. We've now got higher interest rates. So we're seeing them, let's take a 6, for example. The banks, when they're looking at serviceability, will be looking at 9. So what's going to happen is that when we're looking for borrowing, people need to be able to service at a 10% buffer. Okay. So in terms of impact for the investor, it means that maybe when we're looking to refinance, we're going to be looking at a certain type of lender. Maybe it may, in some cases, even mean that we can't leave, which means your bank is probably less likely to give you a retention discount. In terms of DTI, how do we calculate that? Okay, so DTI, we calculate your total debt. So all of your small debts, so your credit cards, your personal loans, car loans, housing loans, investor loans, all those things get totaled up and then divided by your gross annual income. So for example, if you had, let's call it 610,000 in existing debts and you've got income of 195, you're probably looking at around a limit there for lending of 1.17. In terms of, we've just got a quick question from Roman. So the PAYG income is lodged and income after tax is higher. So we're looking at your PAYG gross income and then any rentals and things like that that come on top of that as well. So hopefully that answers your question. There is some silver linings though when it comes to DTI. So not all lenders are impacted by this, and there are non-deposit income institutions. So those ones are like, famously Pepper, Liberty, First Mac, all those sorts of things don't have those ratios. So they are still open in terms of business for the old way of lending, and it's probably the best way to describe that. But those sorts of lenders may have a premium on top. So we need to be cautious of that, and it's definitely part of the discussions that you should be having with your broker. The other interesting part to it is that APRA explicitly said that new dwelling constructions or newly built homes are exempt from the DTI cap. So that gives us a really good insight on where the government wants investor lending particularly to go to. Another little hack for you guys would be to start closing up facilities that you don't actually use. So when we're looking at, for example, a $20,000 credit card, that would have a significant impact on your borrowing capacity, but it's also going to have a significant impact on your DTI as well. So the questions that you need to be asking your broker is now not just how much can I borrow, it's also going to be what is my DTI ratio right now, and any potential lender borrowing that you're looking at needs to be taken into account when we're looking at those ratios. In terms of the RBA minutes though, they're saying that there is a material shift towards persistent inflation. So I don't actually personally expect these rules to loosen anytime soon. What you need to be looking at now is not just what is the best investment, isn't just what's the investment property, or what is my strategy is going to be the really big winner for all of you when it comes to working out your lending. So you definitely need to be having those discussions with your broker and your 6-star team to make sure that we're still comfortable around these limits, and that this DTI ratio doesn't actually impact you. So I hope that helps you all. I hope you all have a great weekend. It is supposed to be nice and sunny down here in Melbourne, hopefully not too hot. So yeah, stay cool and enjoy. Thank you.
Thanks for watching another episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Improve your portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6-Star team here at positivementor.com.au.